Welcome to your lecture series on operating systems. Myself, Dr. Prakash Chunki. In this session, I will cover memory production in the paging systems. Memory production implemented by associating production bit with each frame to indicate if read-only or read-write access is allowed. We can also add more bits to indicate page execute only and so on. In Unix operating systems, we are having the different permissions like read, write, execute, RWX, and these are also having the values like 4, 2 and also 1. Valid invalid bit attached to each entry in the page table. Valid indicates that the associated page is in the process logical address space and is thus a legal page. Invalid indicates that the page is not in the process logical address space, and we will discuss about these valid and invalid bits using the one example. We can also use the page table length register which is used to check the length of the page table. Any violations result in a trap to the kernel, that is, any violations to the memory will generate the error message. In this diagram, we can see the valid or invalid bits. It is V and also I bits in a page table. The left part shows the process, where the process requires 6 pages starting from 0 to 5, and we are having the page table here. The page numbers from 0 to 7 we are identified here, but the process requires only 6 pages. The page numbers are having the corresponding frame numbers here, that is 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, etc. Here, if you go to page number 2 here, it is mapped to page number 0, page number 3 to page number 1, page number 4 to page number 2, and page number 7 to page number 3, and page number 8 to the page number 4, and page number 9 to the page number 5. And we can observe that in this table, the pages which are mapped are having the value as V here. Since the page table contains more entries, that is entries number 6 and 7 which are not utilized, they are mapped to 0 here. At the same time, we are having the valid and invalid bit as I here to indicate that it is invalid. We'll see shared pages. Shared code, one copy of read-only or re-entrant, or you can also call it as a pure code, shared among processes, example text editors, compilers, Windows systems, and all the remaining system software programs. It is similar to multiple threads sharing the same process space. We can also use for interprocessor communication if sharing of read-write pages is allowed here. Private code and also data. Each process may keep the separate copy of the code and also the data. The pages for the private code and data can appear anywhere in the logical address space. This diagram shows a shared pages. In this diagram, we are having the 3 processes. One is process P1, process P2, and also process P3. Each process requires editor, which requires total 3 pages, ed1, ed2, and also ed3. Similarly, the process P2 also requires editor, and process P3 also requires the editor. But the data is different here. It is data 1, data 2, and also data 3. Suppose if we use the concept of assigning the separate pages for all the process here. For the process 1, process P1 we require 4 pages. For process P2 we require 4 pages, and also for process P3 we require the 4 pages. Totally we require 12 pages. Therefore, it consumes more space, and also while assigning we require more time. To solve this problem, we can go for the shared pages here. Since the editor is common for all the processes, we can assign ed1, ed2, ed3 to the 3, 4, 6 in the process P1, also in the process P2, that is ed1, ed2, and ed3 mapped to 3, 4, 6, same the frame. Similarly for the process P3 here. Then in the main physical memory, the 3, 4, 6, we're having the ed1, ed2, and also ed3, which are common here. Then we can assign the data 1 to the 1, and data 2 a separate page frame 7, and data 3 to a frame number 2 here. It is data 1 to the 1 here, data 2 to the 7, and data 3 to the 2 here. By this, we require only 6 pages in the main memory. 3 pages are required for the editor, and 3 pages are required for the data pages. Therefore, we can save around 50% of the space in the main memory. We will discuss about structure of the page table. Many memory structures for paging can get used using straightforward methods. Let us consider a 32-bit logical address space as on modern computers. Page size of 4 KB. These are examples here. 4 KB equal to 2 raised to 12. That is, we require the 12 bits to represent 4 KB. Page table would have 1 million entries. That is 1 MB. That is, it can be calculated by using the formula 2 raised to 32 divided by 2 raised to 12. If each page entry is 4 bytes, we require 4 MB. 4 into 1 million, that is 1 MB. We require 4 MB of physical address space memory for page table alone. That amount of memory used to cost a lot because it consumes too much space. We don't want to allocate that contiguously in the main memory. To avoid this problem, we go for the 3 important techniques for organizing the page tables. First one is the hierarchical paging, second one is hashed page table, and third one is inverted page table. First one is hierarchical page tables. We break up the logical address space into multiple page tables. A simple technique is a 2-level page table. We then page the page table. Let us see with an example. This diagram shows the 2-level page table scheme where we are having the outer page table and one more page table. We can call it as a page of page table, or you can also call it as inner page table. Then we are having the physical memory. Each entry in the outer page table points to a one more table. Because of this, it is called as 2-level page table scheme here. So the first entry is pointing to entries from 1 to 500, and one second entry containing from 100 to 708, and third one is 920 and 9 to 900. And individual entries are, we're having the entries from 1 is mapped to 1 and 500 mapped to 500 in the physical memory. Similarly for the remaining tables here. 2-level paging example. A logical address on 32-bit machine with 1K page size is divided into a page number consisting of 22 bits, a page offset consisting of 10 bits. 10 bits because we require 1K page size. Since the page table is paged at the page number is further divided into a 12-bit page number and also 10-bit page offset. The logical address is as follows. We are having the page number P1 of 12 bits, P2 of 12 bits, and displacement of 10 bits here, where P1 is an index into the outer page table and P2 is the displacement within the page of the inner page table. This technique is also called as forward mapped page table. This diagram shows address translation scheme in the 2-level paging. The logical address contains the P1, P2 and also the displacement, and we use P1 to refer the outer page table, and this is an index, and we get the corresponding entry. Using this entry and also using the P2 as a displacement, the index, we find the information in the page of page table, or we can call it the inner page table. And once the entry is found here using the D as a displacement, we are able to find the information in the main memory. Suppose 64-bit logical address space is available. Then 2-level paging scheme is not sufficient. If page size is 4 KB or 2 raised to 12, then page table has 2 raised to 52 entries. If 2-level scheme, inner page table would be 2 raised to 10 or 4 byte entries. Address would look like. So we are having the outer page containing the 42 bits, inner page 10 bits, inner page offset containing the 12 bits here. Outer page table has 2 raised to 42 entries or 2 raised to 44 bytes. One solution is to add a second outer page table here, but in the following example, the second outer page table is still 2 raised to 34 bits in size and possibly 4 memory access to get to the one physical memory location. This is an example of 3-level paging scheme. Here the first diagram shows the 2-level mapping and the second diagram shows the 3-level. In the 2-level, we are having the outer page containing the P1 42 bits, inner page P2 10 bits, offset D 12 bits. In the 3-level, we divide this outer page into multiple levels. So when the 42 bit is divided here, the second outer page contains the P1 32 bits and P2 10 bits. That is 32 plus 10, that is 42 here. And inner page table as usual 10 bits and remaining D is 12 bits. The second technique is hashed page table. To see the hash table, hashing technique uses a diagram here. The logical address containing the P, D, we are using the hash function here, and this hash function is used to search in the hash table, and the entries in the hash table, they are not single values here but a list of values, and each value contains the information like the page number and corresponding frame number here, and this value is compared with the logical address. Suppose here the P is compared with this page number here. Since there is a mismatch, we go to the next element which is pointed by this pointer. If there is a match, suppose the P and Q match, then we can use the S as a frame number. Since there is a mismatch in the first instance, we go to the next stage. We use the pointer to go to the next element here, and again we compare the P and P here. Since there is a match, we use the R as the frame number here. Using this R as a frame number and using the D as a displacement here, we generate the physical address using the R and D combination. Then we can use this address to search in the physical memory. And suppose if there is a mismatch in the second level also, we go to the next element. The theory part about hashed page tables. Common in address space where more than 32 bits are used. The virtual page number is hashed into a page table. This page table contains a chain of elements hashing to the same location. Each element contains the virtual page number, the value of the mapped page frame, and third one is a pointer to the next element. The virtual page numbers are compared in this chain, searching for a match. If a match is found, the corresponding physical frame is extracted. Variations for 64 addresses is clustered page tables. Similar to hashed, but each entry refers to several pages, such as 16 rather than the one page. Especially useful for sparse address spaces where memory references are non-contiguous and scattered. The third technique is inverted page table. Rather than each process having a page table and keeping track of all possible logical pages, track all physical pages. We are having one entry for each real page of the main memory. Each entry consists of the virtual address of the page stored in that real memory location with information about the process that owns that page. For this, we use the PID or process ID, process identifier. Decreases memory needed to store each page table, but increases time needed to search the table when a page reference occurs. Use hash table to limit the search to one or at most a few page table entries. For this, we can use the TLB to accelerate the access. But how to implement shared memory? One mapping of a virtual address to the shared physical address. The diagram shows inverted page table architecture. The page table which is shown in the diagram is common for the entire system. For every page in the physical memory, there is a corresponding entry. Since each page may be owned by the different processes, along with the page number, and also we have to maintain the process ID or process identifier here. The CPU generates a logical address containing the process ID, that is the process owner and the page number and also displacement here. Using the PID and also P combination, we search in the page table. Whenever there is a success, we use this displacement I as a frame number here. Using the I and also displacement which is available in the logical address, we generate the physical address. Using this physical address, we are able to access the data from the physical memory.